So this just sent straight from Philly. The Philly MC said they want that smoke, so we're gonna see what y'all got. Meek Mill, you know, you ain't got nothing but air and opportunity. Show them how it's done. But Cosmic Kev, he hit me up and told me that Philly on the job. Let's go fight.
Everybody was past the. I don't drink, so I was playing that off like I don't drink. I smoke, and I had my own. Like, everybody was passed out. Yo, Diddy had that man in the room. Look, yes, I put my ear to the door and I brought the phone because Diddy started going in overdrive. I ain't know what going on, but I just heard balls slapping against cheeks. I heard struggling.
Yo, wait a minute. Wait,
You didn't hear this?
No!
Now, Miran, what does that sound authentic?
It absolutely. Oh my God.
Oh man. Just when everyone thought the Diddy drama couldn't get any crazier, boom. Soulja Boy jumped into the scene out of nowhere, and he did not come quietly. Soulja went straight to social media and dropped a bomb on Meek Mill. He accused Meek of something so wild, people literally stopped scrolling, stared at their phones, and thought, wait, what did I just read? Soulja claimed Meek let Diddy eat him out. Yep, no joke. No censors, no soft words. Just straight up chaos that instantly sent Twitter into full meltdown. So what did Soulja reveal this time, and how would it affect the ongoing Diddy trial? Let's find out.
King son. Man, you doing it, man. You deserve it, daddy. You putting in that work. Proud of you. I love you. Yeah.
And when I say people respond, how people respond to things matter, like the internet will take to it and just go off with it. Meek responds being the uncomfortability. He goes, yo, nah, I gotta spend $100,000 to find out why my name is in this like this. And it's in it only because he's uncomfortable.
Now, at first glance, it might seem like Soulja was just looking for attention, like he woke up and chose harshness. But actually, there's a bigger, messier backstory here. So let's rewind a bit and break it down.
Himself and Diddy.
Meek,
I don't like how you said
he did
that.
not say that. She
That's
did
what
not
you
say
just
that.
said.
No,
What are you
no,
talking
no.
about?
No, not in Diddy, but in the Diddy stuff. So he tweeted a couple
And
days.
Diddy don't
What is
get
Diddy
bended.
stuff?
Diddy
So,
don't get bended. He
Meek-
do the bending. So ain't nobody
I don't
certain.
believe that.
Meek
All right.
tweeted just to put on public record. No, he had tweeted something else before this. He was talking about the Lil Rod guy or whatever, right? But then he goes to clarify what he actually saw at Diddy parties. He said,
Daddy.
I just was just doing what felt right for the stroke. You know what I'm saying? You know, like, you know, if
Yo, come on, man. Why would you do that right
yeah,
now? Every time
because I don't know where your mind is at,
No, my
King.
mind
When
ain't
I'm
nowhere.
thinking about stroke, I'm thinking about my woman. I don't know. I can't get into stuff y'all got going on, B.
This is awkward.
Why are y'all awkward? I don't know. I'm confused.
The whole mess didn't start over music or albums. Nope, it started, of course, with a tweet. It all began when producer Cardo called out Soulja Boy, accusing him of disrespecting Metro Boomin's late mother. Heavy stuff already, right? But then out of nowhere, Meek Mill jumped in. He had nothing to do with that situation, but he chimed in anyway, calling Soulja an idiot and basically hinting that if Soulja didn't shut up, things could turn ugly.
Is not going to jail. We recorded all these. It was from every big top.
That was the match. Soulja clapped back immediately, but he didn't just throw a normal insult. He went straight for the jugular, dragging Diddy into the drama in the most shocking, vulgar way possible. Suddenly, this wasn't just some Twitter back and forth. It had turned into a full-on celebrity scandal with gossip, conspiracy, and maybe even defamation in the mix. But here's what really cranked up the heat: the ongoing Diddy allegations. Remember Lil Rod Jr.? He's the producer who filed a huge lawsuit against Diddy accusing him of SA and of having intimate relationships with unnamed male celebrities. According to that lawsuit, one of those men was a Philly rapper who used to date Nicki Minaj. Now, come on.
Okay, so. But that's not a diss. Meek likes being.
Now, come on, you don't have to be a detective or a gossip blogger to connect the dots. That description basically screams Meek Mill, with a giant blinking arrow pointing right at him. So when Soulja made his wild claim, it wasn't just random shade. It was hitting right at the heart of rumors that were already bubbling under the surface. And here's where the whole thing got even weirder, because of course it did. Instead of staying calm or just brushing off the rumors, Meek Mill went into full meltdown mode on Twitter. He didn't just post 1 or 2 tweets. He went on a full-blown rant. He talked about hiring investigators to figure out who was setting him up, claimed he had no clue what was going on, and basically spent hours yelling into the internet like his life depended on it. Now let's be real. When someone's innocent, they usually don't act like they've been accused of robbing a bank. That level of over-the-top panic, it only made people more suspicious. Suddenly fans were asking, if there's really nothing going on, why is Meek freaking out this hard? But wait, it gets even messier. Around the same time, one of Diddy's former bodyguards came forward with his own jaw-dropping story. And this guy wasn't vague, he had details. According to him, Diddy's wild parties weren't just about fancy drinks and celebrities snapping selfies. Nope, he claimed there were spiked drinks, people blacking out, and shady things happening that guests couldn't even remember the next day. The bodyguard even said he personally saw a woman passed out in a car after one of Diddy's big New Year's Eve parties. But the real kicker, he claimed there were audio recordings from one of those parties that caught Diddy and Meek Mill doing, let's just say, things that definitely weren't G-rated.
Man, you doing it, man. You deserve it, Daddy. You putting in that work. I'm proud of you. I love you.
He called Meek Mill Daddy.
I just was just doing what felt right for the stroke. You know what I'm saying? You know, like, you know, if
yo, come on, man. Why would you do that right
now? Because I don't know where your mind is at,
no,
King. When I'm thinking about stroke, I'm thinking about my woman. I don't know. I can't get into none stuff y'all got going on, B.
This is awkward.
Why are y'all awkward? I don't know. I'm confused. Be comfortable within your skin, baby.
We too comfortable. That's the problem.
I'm very comfortable.
And if that wasn't enough to blow the internet's mind, actor Orlando Brown jumped into the chaos. Orlando definitely claimed that he had heard the recordings himself and believed one of the voices in it was definitely Meek Mill. And let's be honest, when Orlando Brown is suddenly acting like your private life fact checker, you know the drama has reached new heights.
Never calm down.
Man, calm down.
Diddy is in jail. You telling me to calm down? Puff is in jail, and you telling me to turn down? All right, cool, whatever. Whatever he says, whatever you say, the party's in jail. And we all white still. That's Puff. Puff ain't getting touched. Don't you understand that? Puff is not going to jail. Puff is not going to jail. We recorded all these. It was from every big top, the masters and everything, Puff.
Then out of nowhere, an old birthday video popped back up online, a clip showing Diddy throwing a huge pool party for Meek Mill. In the video, Diddy, shirtless and surrounded by other shirtless guys, called Meek Daddy and told him how proud he was of him. Sure, maybe it was just bros being overly affectionate. But in the middle of all these rumors, fans didn't see innocent party vibes. They saw what they thought was proof. And just like that, the gossip machine hit overdrive. But here's the craziest part. It wasn't just social media digging up the dirt. Inside the courtroom, things were just as tense. Insiders claimed that audio was played as evidence, and not just any audio. It was reportedly explicit, featuring Diddy in male-on-male encounters so graphic that the entire courtroom fell into silence. Nobody laughed, nobody whispered, just pure shock. The tapes didn't mention any names, but the internet didn't care. Online, everybody was already buzzing, pointing fingers at Meek Mill as one of the men on the recording. And at that point, even people who had never streamed a single Meek Mill track were tuning in, not for the music, but just to watch the drama explode.
I'm at a point in my life, like,
We all grew up in the streets, and we try to be better, but they labeled us felons, sent us back to jail. I had to fight against that the whole time to gain my respect and be who I am today, and I'm proud of that.
So, trying to cool things down, Meek Mill jumped back on Twitter. He wanted to do some damage control, telling everyone the craziest thing he ever saw at a Diddy party was just some casual C-Cane use. He even added that he didn't even like weed, hoping to distance himself from the mess.
Guys, I just told him that y'all stop talking about me.
First
Stop
of all,
saying this.
What do you mean Meek inserted himself in Diddy?
Meek,
I don't like how you
he
said
did
that.
not say that. She
That's
did
what
not
you
say
just
that.
said.
No,
What are you
no,
talking
no.
about?
No, not in Diddy, but in the Diddy stuff. So he tweeted a couple
And
days.
Diddy don't
What is
get
Diddy
bended.
stuff?
Diddy
So,
don't get bended. He
Meek-
do the bending. So ain't nobody
I don't
inserting.
believe that.
Meek
All right.
tweeted just to put on public record. No, he had tweeted something else before this. He was talking about the Lil Rod guy or whatever, right? But then he goes to clarify what he actually saw at Diddy parties. He said the craziest thing he's seen at a Puff party is vibes, and that's going on at all these parties. I'm from North Philly. I had millions since I was 23. I don't even want to be.
But here's the thing, Twitter never forgets. Fans were quick to dig up one of Meek's old lyrics where he mentioned hoping people forgive him for what he did with Diddy. Suddenly, that harmless tweet turned into a trail of clues the internet couldn't resist following. And just when you thought it couldn't get more chaotic, the Nicki Minaj conspiracy theories hit the timeline. Some fans started whispering that maybe Nicki herself was behind the leaked audio, that she paid someone to release it as payback for how Meek treated her during and after their breakup. Now, is that true? Who knows? Maybe it's just wild Twitter gossip, but one thing's for sure. It kept the internet buzzing. At this point, you really have to pause and ask, how did we even get here? What started as rap beef has now escalated into courtroom tapes, Soulja Boy hurling accusations, Meek losing it on Twitter, and Diddy somewhere lurking in the background like a Bond villain throwing secret parties. Honestly, even the writers of Empire would probably say, okay, this is too much. But Soulja Boy wasn't done yet. Nope, in more posts and live streams, he doubled down, bragging that he had access to the tapes through industry insiders. He warned that Meek messed with the wrong person and that the truth was going to come out, whether Meek liked it or not.
This just sent straight from Philly. The Philly MCs said they want that smoke, so we're going to see what y'all got. Meek Mill, you ain't got nothing but air and opportunity to show them how it's done. But Cosmic Kev, he hit me up and told me that Philly on the job. Let's go, Philly.
Sure, a lot of people will say Soulja has a reputation for running his mouth and exaggerating things just for attention. After all, this is the same guy who once claimed he fired at someone while doing a backflip. But here's the kicker. This time, his claims landed right in the middle of an active federal investigation, multiple lawsuits, and rising accusations against Diddy. That made his words feel less like random clout chasing and more like they could actually be leaks. And the worst part for Meek? None of his reactions have helped. Every tweet, every live, every vague lyric or half denial has only added more fuel to the fire. His reputation is on the line, and the internet is eating it up. Let's be real. When it comes to celebrity scandals, perception is everything. Someone can be totally innocent, but if their reaction screams panic, people will always assume the worst. And sadly for Meek, that's exactly what's happening. Meanwhile, Diddy has gone quiet, and that silence, it's starting to speak louder than anything he's ever said. For years, Diddy was everywhere, dancing in music videos, giving wild interviews, tossing bottles in clubs. But now, he's vanished. His legal team is working nonstop, his social media has gone cold, and inside the industry, people are whispering his name like it's bad luck. And the internet? Oh, it's having the time of its life. Every single day, new clips, interviews, and receipts show up. Fans are doing deep dives like they're working double shifts for TMZ and the FBI. Old videos are being rewatched, old tweets are being pulled up, and suddenly, every YouTuber thinks they're a legal expert. You know things are out of control when YouTube thumbnails start showing red circles and arrows like they're solving a murder mystery. Yeah, it's dark. Yeah, it could destroy careers. But let's be honest, it's also addicting to watch. And then there's the conspiracy crowd. That part of the internet is already spinning new theories, saying these leaked tapes are just the start, that even more shocking stuff is about to drop. Some think Soulja Boy is just a distraction, a pawn in a bigger game meant to bring down the biggest players in the music industry. Others say this is all about revenge, clout chasing, or old betrayals the public hasn't even heard about yet. It's messy, it's dramatic, and it's far from over. Poor Meek Mill. Whether he's guilty or just stuck in a nasty rumor storm, he's now at the center of one of the year's biggest entertainment scandals. His social media? A total war zone. Every tweet he posts gets screen recorded and picked apart like it's courtroom evidence. And no matter how hard he tries to shift the story, every new rumor just pulls him deeper into a hole that no PR team can easily fix.
And when I say people respond, how people respond to things matter, like the internet will take to it and just go off with it. Meek responds being the uncomfortability. He goes, yo, nah, I gotta spend $100,000 to find out why my name is in this like this. And it's in it only because he's uncomfortable. You don't hear him talking about French. French was right there. Right? Why you get so quiet? You guys make me feel like I'm scared.
Well, no, I mean,
I do understand that I don't believe everybody.
Right.
Like the accusations are way too fast and it's wild. Like it's like I'm like
Meek Mill tweeted, I want to hire an investigative team to find out every specific detail involving Meek Mill named to Diddy case. I also want to look at who's powering the media involving Meek, anything to do with Buddy, and ends in quote, something not right.
Either way, buckle up, because here's the wildest part. This might only be the calm before the real storm. The lawsuits are still open. The investigations aren't done. And Soulja Boy, he's made it very clear he's not shutting up anytime soon. If that infamous audio recording ever leaks or gets confirmed in court with real names attached, it could shake the music industry in a way we haven't seen since the Me Too movement hit Hollywood. Now, for those who might not know, a music producer named Rodney Lil Rod Jones hit Diddy last year with a massive multi-million-dollar lawsuit. And it's not just Diddy caught in the crossfire. The lawsuit also ropes in his sons, Justin and Christian Combs, plus Young Miami Usher and Meek Mill. The allegations? Pretty shocking. Justin and Young Miami are accused of working alongside Diddy, allegedly helping him set up questionable activities with multiple women. Miami, in particular, is accused of arranging these shady setups for Diddy. But it doesn't stop there. Rodney also claimed that Diddy was involved in intimate relations with certain men in the industry, offering them Hollywood opportunities in return. Meek Mill, reportedly, was one of the people who benefited from these alleged deals. Rodney even said Diddy confessed to coercing Stevie J into intimate acts by promising him a Grammy for Producer of the Year. Things get even stickier because Rodney claimed that both Meek Mill and Usher were regulars at these encounters.
Few people I saw that I knew were around Diddy, but not that many.
But it's cool. When you go through things, you really know who rocking with you.
This particular case.
And that's all they running with.
And, allegedly Cassie turned in a bunch of freak off videos, but
so
from what the lawyer said, she was consensual in all these videos. In fact, she was almost like the dominating force in some of these videos.
So what are you saying?
You know what I'm saying?
What is your relationship with Stevie J? If you have one.
My baby mama with big. Yeah, he got some big. I be his. I be so good. Cause that beautiful as a. I be like, God, how you go from being Stevie J to Omina, Alexandria? God, got a whole baby named Hunter with that name. My son's name is Hunter, and Omina is my best friend.
While he didn't name them outright in the lawsuit, the details he gave made it pretty obvious. He described Meek as a Philly rapper who once dated Nicki Minaj. I mean, who else could that be? And Usher was described as a big-name R&B singer fresh off a successful Vegas residency and a Super Bowl performance. Again, no mystery there.
They were called freak-offs. Very interesting term.
I've never witnessed that type of behavior. I don't know what a man do in his bedroom or nothing like that. They was rocking together. From what I know. All I know is they both was rock stars, living their best life in a relationship.
Okay, so the Cassie lawsuit comes out, it gets settled, everything seems relatively calm. You're hanging out with Diddy in his mansion in Miami, and Homeland Security rushes in while you're there.
While I'm there, Dolo.
You're there by yourself.
Yeah. With he has some employees there. And stuff. Yeah.
So suddenly there's red dots all over your shirt.
Yeah. I'm like, damn, this is crazy. You know what I'm saying? I really could. I didn't know what to think.
Going back to Rodney's claims, he said he personally witnessed Usher and Diddy together multiple times, often with women that Young Miami and Justin allegedly brought in. He also shared a specific memory from Diddy's yacht, where both Meek and Usher were seen mingling with underage girls and adult workers. And when it comes to Diddy's alleged confessions, Rodney claimed it wasn't just about Stevie J. According to him, Diddy straight up told him that he had also been involved with both Usher and Meek on several occasions. The lawsuit even included this chilling line. Mr. Combs informed Mr. Jones that he had engaged in intercourse with rapper, Redacted, and R&B singer, Redacted. These revelations hit the public like a bomb, sparking massive disgust and triggering a social media storm against Diddy, Usher, and Meek. Meek Mill hit social media in a total panic, firing off tweet after tweet in a desperate attempt to defend himself. But honestly, it didn't land well with the public. In his tweets, Meek insisted that if any celebrity had ever hit on him, he would have confronted them directly. No need for evidence, just face to face. He reminded everyone he's from Philly, where his people always have his back in this tough industry. He claimed the media twisted his words, painting him as someone he's not. Meek said he's out here trying to push for change in the community, giving millions to charity, and that these outlets were just trying to bring down black leaders. But, according to him, they weren't going to win. He even added that only people who really know him personally could ever understand him. And as he put it, even in afterlife, I'll continue to rise. This is about that person, not me. Then came the Twitter feud. Meek got into it with DJ Academics, who was literally just reporting on the situation, making the whole fight seem pretty ridiculous. And what made it even crazier, Meek spent hours ranting on Twitter before even addressing the actual allegations. When he finally did, he doubled down, saying he's a Philly guy, he doesn't mess with narcotics like Molly, and no one would dare offer him coke because of his reputation. He added that no man or woman had ever approached him about doing anything gay, and the whole situation had the city buzzing like they already knew his next move. Again, he dropped a LOL at the end, trying to brush it off. For a moment, the online crowd eased up. People started to realize Meek was spiraling and looked like he was on the edge of a breakdown. So they backed off, at least for a little while. But things took a shocking turn when Diddy's former bodyguard leaked an audio recording that allegedly caught Meek and Diddy in the middle of intimate activities. The leak rocked the internet.
All the champagne was spiked, son. Like, all the champagne was spiked. Everybody was past the... I don't drink, so I was playing that stuff like I don't drink. I smoke. Like, I smoke, and I had my own... Like, everybody was passed out. Yo, Diddy had that man in the room. Look, yes, I put my ear to the floor, and I brought the phone, because Diddy started going in overdrive. I ain't know what the going on, but I just heard balls slapping against cheeks. I heard struggling to take... I heard like, yeah, daddy, like when he started all that daddy this and daddy that, and then I heard some hollering and struggling, like, yeah, I kept the phone there and I recorded all this. I was like, this Diddy rich, so I'm finna put the squeeze on and get me.
The voices in the audio, they sounded a lot like Meek and Diddy, but what really unsettled people was hearing Meek's distressed screams. It suggested he was deeply uncomfortable, even as Diddy kept going. The ex-bodyguard later explained exactly how he got the recording. According to him, it all went down during one of Diddy's infamous freak-off parties. He said he positioned himself near a door so he could quietly capture the sounds coming from inside because, as he put it, he was shocked to see Meek agreeing to such personal interactions with Diddy. He even claimed that Diddy had spiked everyone's drinks at the party, making sure they were too out of it to fully understand what was happening. But the bodyguard said he stayed sober, letting him witness the whole thing unfold with clear eyes.
They had a recording of Meek and Diddy
making love?
I don't know if it was love.
Okay, you have it? Let's hear it. What? Yo, wait a minute. Wait,
you didn't hear this?
No.
Now, Miran, what does that sound authentic?
Play it for him
absolutely.
again.
Oh my God.
Yeah, just really give it a good listen.
People want to make it. They want to make it so badly. You get these vulnerable people. Parents are letting you do this shit because they want to make it so badly.
Yeah.
And then you record them probably and say, if you do anything, we got this on you.
I mean, do you all remember that clip of Meek in the pool? You know, the one where he's got that slightly hunched posture, almost like he's trying to ease some discomfort while Diddy's behind the camera calling him daddy and hyping him up? Diddy kept praising Meek's efforts. Honestly, watching that video now, it really feels like it was shot right after something private went down between them.
King son, man, you doing it, man. You deserve it, daddy. You putting in that work. Proud of you. I love you. Yeah.
People online had plenty to say. One person commented that it just looked like a private pool party, with Meek simply relaxing. Another joked that Meek was chilling after putting in some work. And then, just to stir the pot even more, people noticed that Meek had been following a Twitter account known for posting videos of black men in, let's say, steamy situations. Maybe he was just exploring. Maybe he was curious. But as soon as people noticed, Meek quickly unfollowed that account. But the pile-on didn't stop there. An old Meek Mill track resurfaced online, and the lyrics hit differently now. In the song, Meek raps about his grind to make it in Hollywood, reflecting on things he did with Diddy along the way, and asking for forgiveness. At this point, it's pretty clear Diddy's been pulling Meek into his world for a long time. And sadly, it seems like Meek felt trapped, like offering himself to Diddy was the price he had to pay for career success. At the end of the day, let's remember, these are still just allegations. Nothing has been proven in court. And while Soulja Boy can be loud, messy, and wild, that doesn't always mean he's wrong. Sometimes the truth comes from the most unexpected places. Other times, it's just messy people stirring up drama for the internet's entertainment. So put your seatbelts on, because this is no longer just some random beef between two rappers. Nope, this whole thing has blown up into a messy, potentially explosive peek behind the scenes of the music industry, where power plays, secrets, and scandals seem to go hand in hand. Whether you're Team Soulja, Team Meek, or just here for the drama, one thing is clear. This story isn't going away anytime soon. And there you have it, folks. The drama just keeps piling up, and honestly, it feels like we're only scratching the surface. If you want to stay locked in on every twist, every leak, and every shady move in this wild industry saga, make sure that you hit that like button, subscribe, and smash that notification bell so you never miss an update. Drop your thoughts in the comments. Do you think Meek can bounce back? Or is this the point of no return? Let's get this conversation going.